Hello, friends. Benjamin Franklin once said, investment in knowledge gives us the best interest. Today, we are going to see how to create graphs in Excel. So, why graphs are very important? The charts are very important, especially when you have a large data set to work with. Sometimes it becomes overwhelming if you want to analyze a complex data. And more importantly, when you create a graph with a large data set, it gives a summary of you know complex data in a very presentable way, because pictures speaks thousand words, right? So if you visually present a data set, it it gives a lot of insights in a typical raw data, right? So let's understand how we can create a two-way graph before we move on to building block. And before that, just look at this data for two-way graph. We have company wise sales, profit, and number of customers. Now, if I create a normal chart out of this instead of a two-way axis, we would have an issue, in comparing the sales with the number of customers. The growth of sales is difficult to compare with the sales value. The reason being, both are in different units, or let's say both are in different scales, which is in hundreds and this is in the, let's say, in thousands. So we have two different scales or units in this case. When you have something like this, it is better to use a two-way axis graph, right? So how we can do that? Let's see this. To create a two-way axis graph, you have to select the entire data set. First, go to Insert, go to Graph, Chart. Okay, you have to select Column Chart, the first option. It's the clustered column. Select clustered column. Once you select custom column, clustered column, you're able to see, the values in the vertical order. Now, in this case, if you see this one, this particular category, right, you could see that it is available, that number of customer, it is showing in a very smaller scale. The reason being, it is in the hundreds. Now, you cannot have this graph because it is gives a wrong impression that the revenue is very taller than the number of customers. So now what we can do here, you just have to right click here. Once you select that number of customers, right click, format data series, go to secondary axis, select secondary axis, immediately change the chart type. Okay, change the chart type. If you click here, it will come, the chart design will come. Select chart design, change the chart type into whatever you want. Here in this case, I have selected line. So now when I give OK, now you could able to see, I hope you see now the graph, which is a two-way axis graph, which gives a sales performance, complete sales performance. What is that we have done here? We just now have all three things in one single graph. You can able to compare now the sales, profit, along with the number of customers, because number of customers are given in this scale and the values are given the left side. So we have now two-way access. I hope you understood the concept. Let's move on to the building block. Now, what is the building block? Now I have a data set where I have a sales projection. How we are going to achieve the sales number through various activities. The number of the count, the number of customers we are going to acquire through various campaign activities. Now in this case, cold calling, we are intent to acquire 1,000. Roadshow, we are planning to achieve 400 customers. So how are we going to show it in a graph to visually present our target? We can use a building block graph. For that, we can select the data set, insert, go to chart, select the second option, which is stacked column this time, not the first one, and then can do switch row and column. It will come like this. I repeat, you have to select the data, insert column, stacked column, and then we can select the second option, start column, then switch row and column. It will come like this. Then right click, format data series, series overlap. You can bring it like this. You can keep it like maybe something like this, 30 or 20 or something. Now we can able to see it becomes a building block now. The first option, you have around seven, right? Seven activities. Here also we have seven activities. Now you can bring it like this, and then later you can change. You can bring the target, right click. You can access. You can change it to what? From 1000 to uh, the access is total amount, right? What is the total amount here? In this case, the total amount is 5,000. So let's keep this access as 5,000, which is the maximum scale, which is 5. Right? Becomes 500 to 5,000 now. And then you can also bring in the legend so that we know exactly what are the activities contributing to this particular thing, right? So it can be brought up to the top. Now we can create values for everything. Like this, you can create values for each activity. And then you can also have one thing which is the shapes. We can go if you want it, you can bring it here and then keep this value as a target. This is target of 5,000. In order to achieve the target of 5,000, we have to do all these activities. Now, this is like a building block. It's called building blocks, right? I hope you understood the concept very clearly. We have done two-way graph and also building block graph. Thank you.